We're very happy you're here with us today.
Hi, everyone. Whether you're relaxing at home, commuting, studying English, or listening quietly before sleep, thank you for spending time with us.
I'm Sophia.
And I'm Jake.
Today, we're going to talk about something that almost everyone experiences, but very few people feel truly confident about.
That's right. Today's topic is talking about yourself in English.
More specifically, we're going to talk about why introducing yourself can sometimes feel stressful, awkward, or mentally overwhelming.
Even though it sounds like one of the easiest things in the world.
Definitely.
Because technically, nobody knows you better than you know yourself.
And yet, the moment someone says, "Tell me about yourself,"
Suddenly, your brain stops working.
completely.
You forget your hobbies, your personality, your life story,
Sometimes even your own name.
which is honestly impressive in a very worrying way.
Exactly.
And this happens to English learners all the time because speaking about yourself requires more than vocabulary.
It also requires confidence.
And confidence is difficult when your mind is busy thinking about grammar, pronunciation, and what the other person thinks of you.
So today we want to make this easier, calmer, and much more natural.
We're going to explore how real conversations work when people talk about themselves naturally in English,
Not textbook English.
not robotic English,
Real English.
the kind of English people actually use in everyday life.
And throughout this episode, we'll also explain useful expressions and vocabulary naturally as we go.
So you can improve your English while also becoming more comfortable in conversations.
Which is a very important combination.
Because language is not only about words.
It's also about connection.
Exactly.
Okay, Jake, let me ask you something.
Uh-oh, that tone always means trouble.
Don't worry, it's simple.
Those are the most dangerous words in the English language.
Okay, ready?
Probably not, but go ahead.
Tell me about yourself.
Wow,
See?
immediate panic.
Instant panic.
My brain just became completely empty. I suddenly feel like I have never experienced life before.
Exactly. And that reaction is incredibly common.
Because the question sounds small, but it feels enormous.
Yes, where do you even begin?
Do you talk about your work?
Your personality?
Your dreams?
Your hobbies?
Your childhood?
Your emotional damage?
Maybe not immediately.
Fair enough.
But honestly, this is why people freeze during conversations. The question feels too open.
And when people feel nervous, they usually do one of two things.
They either say almost nothing.
Or they start talking like a formal business presentation.
Exactly. Hello, my name is Jake. I am a highly motivated individual.
Nobody talks like that in real life.
Nobody.
Real conversations are softer than that,
More relaxed.
more human.
And honestly, people are not expecting perfection from you.
That's important.
Most people just want to feel comfortable talking with you.
Which means your goal is not to impress everyone.
Your goal is to connect with people naturally.
I really like that word, connect.
Me too.
Because good conversations are not performances.
They're shared moments.
And the strange thing is, many English learners focus so much on speaking correctly that they forget conversations are also emotional experiences.
That's very true.
People remember how you made them feel.
Much more than they remember your grammar mistakes.
Exactly.
Honestly, some of the warmest and most memorable conversations I've had were with people whose English was not perfect at all.
But they felt genuine.
Genuine is such a useful word.
Yes, genuine means honest, natural, real, not fake or artificial.
Genuine people make others feel relaxed.
And relaxed people communicate better.
So before we even talk about vocabulary or useful phrases, maybe the first thing people need is permission to relax a little.
I agree completely.
You do not need to sound like a movie character
Or a motivational speaker.
or a business conference.
Definitely not a business conference.
You just need to sound like yourself.
A calmer, clearer version of yourself.
Exactly.
So let's start with introductions, because that's usually where conversations begin.
The famous first impression.
Why do first impressions make people so nervous?
Because people think they need to say something impressive immediately.
which often makes them sound less natural.
Exactly. They stop speaking like humans and start speaking like carefully programmed robots.
Greetings. I enjoy productivity and success.
Terrifying.
Truly.
But good introductions are usually very simple.
And they include personality.
Right. The problem is that many people learned introductions in school from very formal examples.
Hello, my name is Sophia. I am 28 years old. I live in...
Which technically is correct English.
But it sounds stiff in everyday conversation.
Stiff is a good word here.
Yes, if something sounds stiff, it feels too formal, too rigid, not relaxed.
Real conversations usually flow more naturally than that.
For example, instead of saying, I am from Italy, you could say, I grew up in Italy, in a small town near the sea, actually.
Immediately warmer.
Exactly, because now there's an image.
I can imagine the town.
I can imagine the atmosphere.
And now I'm curious.
Curiosity is important in conversation.
Very important.
Good conversations continue because people become curious about each other.
Which means when you introduce yourself, you should give people small details they can react to.
Small, human details.
Exactly, not huge achievements.
Honestly, small details are usually more interesting anyway.
Completely agree.
If someone says, I spend every Sunday morning making pancakes while listening to jazz music,
I already feel like I know them a little.
Exactly.
Because specific details create personality.
And personality creates connection.
Here's another really useful phrase for introductions. I've been living.
Yes, very natural.
Instead of saying only where you live now, I've been living adds a sense of time and experience.
Like, I've been living in Seoul for about 3 years now.
That sounds conversational and relaxed.
Another great phrase is, I ended up.
I love that expression because life rarely follows a perfect plan.
Very true.
I studied business, but I ended up working in design.
That feels realistic.
Because real life is messy sometimes.
And honestly, people connect with honesty much more than perfection.
Which brings us to another important point.
Personality.
Ah, yes. One of the hardest things to describe naturally.
Because people often feel uncomfortable talking positively about themselves.
They don't want to sound arrogant.
Arrogant is a very important word.
Yes, arrogant means acting like you are better than other people.
And most people don't want to come across that way.
Come across is another fantastic phrase.
Definitely.
It means how you appear to other people, or how people perceive you.
For example, she comes across as very calm.
Or he comes across as friendly and easy to talk to.
So when describing your personality, the goal is confidence without arrogance.
Exactly.
One of the easiest ways to do this is by describing habits instead of giving dramatic labels.
That's such a good tip.
Instead of saying, I'm extremely funny,
You could say, I tend to make jokes when situations become awkward.
much more natural.
And I tend to is incredibly useful.
Yes, because it softens your sentences.
I tend to overthink things.
I tend to stay up too late reading.
I tend to need coffee before I become emotionally available to society.
Honestly, relatable.
Deeply relatable.
Another beautiful expression is, I'm the kind of person who.
That phrase adds so much personality.
I'm the kind of person who makes playlists for every mood.
I'm the kind of person who arrives at the airport 4 hours early.
That one feels very specific.
And probably slightly anxious.
Probably.
But these small details make conversations feel alive.
Because people don't connect with perfect descriptions.
They connect with recognizable human behavior.
Exactly.
You know what's interesting, though?
What?
The people who are easiest to talk to are usually not the people trying hardest to sound impressive.
That is so true.
They're usually the people who sound comfortable being themselves.
Comfortable is a really important word in conversations.
Definitely.
Because when someone feels comfortable, the conversation becomes smoother naturally.
And that comfort often comes from accepting imperfection.
Which is difficult for a lot of English learners.
Very difficult.
Especially when they compare themselves to native speakers constantly.
Or to people online who seem perfectly fluent.
Social media has definitely increased that pressure.
Absolutely. People watch polished videos online and forget that real conversations are usually much messier.
People pause.
They repeat themselves.
They forget words.
They change direction halfway through sentences.
Honestly, natural conversations are slightly chaotic.
That's actually very accurate.
But learners often think fluency means speaking perfectly from beginning to end.
When actually, fluency is more about communication than perfection.
Exactly.
A fluent speaker knows how to continue even after mistakes.
That's confidence.
Yes, confidence is continuing instead of panicking,
And honestly, one of the biggest conversation killers is fear.
especially fear of making mistakes.
Because fear changes your energy.
It makes people tense.
Tense is a useful word here.
Yes, if someone feels tense, their body and mind feel tight, nervous, stressed.
And tense people often sound less natural because they're trying too hard to avoid mistakes.
Which creates even more pressure.
Exactly. It becomes a cycle.
You become nervous, so you speak less naturally.
Then, because you sound less natural, you become more nervous.
It's exhausting.
So maybe one of the healthiest things people can do is stop treating every conversation like a test.
I completely agree.
Conversations are not exams.
They're shared experiences.
And shared experiences require curiosity, emotion, humor, listening.
Not perfect grammar 24 hours a day.
Exactly.
Speaking of curiosity, let's talk about one of the most common conversation topics, hobbies,
Ah, yes, the famous question, what do you like to do?
which somehow becomes surprisingly difficult to answer.
Especially because many people answer too generally,
Right, they say things like, I like music,
which is completely fine.
but it doesn't create much conversation.
Exactly, because almost everyone likes music.
The magic usually appears in the details.
That's such an important point.
Instead of saying only, I like music, you could say, I've recently become obsessed with old jazz records.
Immediately more interesting.
Because now there's personality and specificity.
Specificity is such a powerful thing in conversation.
Definitely.
Specific people sound memorable.
While very general answers often disappear from memory quickly.
That's true.
Another useful phrase here is, I'm really into.
Very natural English.
I'm really into photography lately.
I'm really into baking these days.
I'm really into documentaries about space.
That phrase sounds casual and modern.
And these days is also useful because it shows your interests can change over time.
Which makes you sound more natural.
Exactly. Real people evolve constantly.
Another phrase I love is, I've gotten into.
Oh yes, great expression.
It means you recently started becoming interested in something.
Like, I've gotten into running recently.
Or, I've gotten into cooking because eating instant noodles every night was becoming emotionally concerning.
Very understandable motivation.
Thank you.
But notice how humor also helps conversations feel alive.
Definitely.
You don't need to become a comedian,
But small moments of lightness make conversations warmer.
especially self-deprecating humor.
That's a very advanced phrase.
Yes, self-deprecating humor means gently making fun of yourself.
Usually in a relaxed and harmless way.
And people often find it relatable because it feels humble.
Humble is another important word.
Definitely.
Humble means confident without acting superior to other people,
Humble people are usually very comfortable to talk to.
because they don't make conversations feel competitive.
That's such a good observation.
Some people accidentally turn conversations into competitions.
Especially when talking about achievements.
Exactly.
Someone says, I started learning Spanish recently.
And the other person immediately says, oh yes, I speak 6 languages fluently.
Emotional damage.
Immediate emotional damage.
But confident people usually don't need to dominate conversations,
They know how to share space naturally.
which includes listening.
Listening is honestly one of the most underrated communication skills.
Completely agree.
People often focus so much on what they will say next that they stop truly listening.
Which creates awkward conversations because nobody feels heard.
Exactly.
One of the easiest ways to become a better conversationalist is becoming genuinely curious about other people.
Genuine curiosity changes everything.
Because people can feel when you're truly interested.
And they can also feel when you're only waiting for your turn to speak.
Very true.
That's why follow-up questions are so important.
They keep conversations alive naturally.
For example, if someone says, "I recently started learning piano,"
Instead of immediately changing the subject, you could ask, "What made you start learning?"
or "What kind of music do you like playing?"
Those small questions show attention and interest.
And attention is one of the kindest things you can give someone in conversation.
That's beautifully said.
Thank you.
Another thing people struggle with is describing their personality naturally.
Yes, because many people only use basic labels.
Like, "I'm shy," or "I'm outgoing."
Which is okay.
But conversations become much more interesting when you explain personality through behavior.
Exactly.
Instead of saying, "I'm organized," you could say, "I make lists for absolutely everything."
That paints a picture.
Or instead of saying, "I'm shy," you could say, "I usually need a little time to warm up around new people."
Warm up is such a natural phrase.
Yes, it means becoming more relaxed and comfortable gradually.
Like tea.
Exactly like tea.
Another useful phrase is "people tend to say."
Ah, yes, that's very natural.
People tend to say I'm calm under pressure.
People tend to say I ask too many questions.
Which, honestly, sounds like a podcast host.
Occupational hazard.
Definitely.
But phrases like that feel softer because you're not aggressively praising yourself.
Exactly. You're describing impressions naturally.
And one of the most powerful things in conversations is self-awareness.
Completely agree.
Self-aware people are usually much easier to talk to.
Because they understand themselves realistically,
Right. They can admit strengths and weaknesses calmly.
without sounding arrogant or insecure.
That balance is incredibly attractive socially.
Definitely.
For example, saying, "I tend to overthink sometimes, but I'm getting better at managing it."
That sounds honest and emotionally mature.
Emotional maturity is actually a huge part of communication.
Absolutely.
Because communication is emotional, not just intellectual.
Which is why tone matters so much.
Tone changes everything.
The exact same sentence can feel warm, cold, confident, nervous, sarcastic, or awkward, depending on tone.
And tone becomes easier naturally when people stop trying to sound perfect all the time.
That's such an important idea.
Because perfection often removes personality.
Yes, perfect sentences can sometimes sound strangely empty,
While imperfect sentences can sound deeply human.
especially when emotion is involved.
Exactly.
Honestly, some of the most charming English speakers are not technically perfect,
But they communicate emotion beautifully.
which people remember much longer.
Speaking of emotion, let's talk about dreams and goals for a moment.
Ah, yes, another topic that makes people nervous sometimes.
Because talking about goals can make people feel vulnerable.
Vulnerable is a fantastic word.
Definitely.
Vulnerable means emotionally open or exposed.
Like sharing something personal that matters to you.
Exactly. And sometimes people avoid talking about dreams because they fear judgment.
Or failure.
Yes, if you say your dream out loud, suddenly it feels real.
Which can feel scary, but also powerful.
Very powerful.
One useful phrase here is, "I've always wanted to..."
Such a beautiful expression. I've always wanted to write a book.
"I've always wanted to live near the ocean."
I've always wanted to learn another language fluently.
Those sentences feel emotional because they connect to long-term desires. Another natural phrase is, "I'm working toward..."
Very useful for goals.
I'm working toward becoming more confident in English.
I'm working toward starting my own business.
That phrase sounds realistic because it focuses on progress, not perfection.
And honestly, progress is much healthier psychologically than perfectionism.
Completely agree.
You know, perfectionism is probably one of the biggest reasons people struggle in conversations.
Absolutely.
Because perfectionists often believe every sentence needs to sound intelligent, polished, and flawless.
Which creates enormous pressure mentally.
And pressure changes how people communicate.
Definitely.
When people are too focused on sounding perfect, they stop sounding natural.
Exactly. They become trapped inside their own heads.
That's such a common experience for language learners.
Very common.
Instead of enjoying the conversation, they're monitoring every word.
Monitoring is a great word here.
Yes, monitoring means constantly checking and analyzing something carefully.
And when you monitor yourself too much during conversations, your energy becomes tense and restricted.
Which is why relaxed people often sound more fluent.
Even if their grammar is technically less accurate sometimes.
Because relaxed communication flows more naturally.
Exactly.
Honestly, confidence often sounds slower and calmer.
That's very true.
Nervous people usually rush.
They speak quickly because silence feels uncomfortable.
But confident people are comfortable pausing sometimes.
Pauses are actually powerful.
Very powerful.
They make conversations feel calmer and more thoughtful.
And pauses are normal and natural English.
Completely normal.
Native speakers pause constantly.
All the time.
They search for words,
Change sentences halfway through.
forget what they were saying.
Honestly, human conversation is beautifully imperfect.
Beautifully imperfect is such a comforting phrase.
It really is.
And maybe that's something English learners need to hear more often.
Definitely.
You do not need to remove every imperfection to become a good communicator.
Sometimes imperfections make people more relatable.
Exactly.
Because perfection can feel distant.
While honesty feels warm.
Speaking of honesty, let's talk about another important communication skill, admitting uncertainty.
Oh, that's a big one.
A lot of people think confidence means always knowing exactly what to say.
But actually, emotionally confident people are comfortable admitting uncertainty.
Exactly.
They can say things like, "I'm not completely sure yet," or "I'm still figuring that out," which sounds calm and mature.
Because real confidence is not pretending to know everything.
It's trusting yourself, even when things are unclear.
That's such an important distinction.
Especially in conversations about life goals, careers, relationships.
Because honestly, most adults are improvising more than they admit.
That is unbelievably true.
Everyone looks confident on the outside.
While internally thinking, what is happening?
Exactly.
Another thing people worry about is sounding interesting enough.
Ah, yes, the invisible competition problem.
Social media definitely made that worse.
Absolutely.
People compare their ordinary lives to everybody else's highlight reels.
Which creates unrealistic expectations.
Suddenly, people think their hobbies are boring unless they involve mountain climbing in Iceland.
Or starting 5 businesses before age 25.
Exactly.
But honestly, most meaningful conversations are about ordinary human experiences.
Completely agree.
Friendship,
Family,
stress,
dreams,
funny daily moments.
small personal habits.
Those things create connection much more than impressive achievements.
And people often underestimate how interesting ordinary life can be when described honestly.
That's beautifully said.
Thank you.
For example, someone saying, "Every evening I walk through the same neighborhood bakery because the smell reminds me of childhood."
That feels emotional immediately.
Exactly, because details create atmosphere.
And atmosphere creates emotional connection.
Which is why storytelling matters so much in English conversations.
Definitely. And storytelling doesn't mean dramatic stories.
No, not at all.
Even tiny experiences can become interesting when emotions and details are included.
For example, instead of saying, "My vacation was nice,"
You could say, "I spent most mornings sitting near the water, drinking coffee, and doing absolutely nothing," which honestly felt amazing.
that creates a feeling.
Exactly.
People remember feelings much more than information.
That's such an important communication principle.
And honestly, one of the best ways to improve conversational English is consuming more natural conversations.
Completely agree.
Podcasts help a lot with this.
Because they teach rhythm and emotional tone naturally.
Exactly.
Textbooks teach structure.
But conversations teach flow.
And flow matters enormously in spoken English.
Especially transitions between ideas.
Ah, yes. Transition phrases make conversations sound smoother.
Expressions like honestly,
To be fair,
at the same time.
the funny thing is,
Native speakers use these constantly.
they create rhythm and emotional movement in conversations,
And they also buy you time to think.
which is extremely useful during conversations.
Another thing learners sometimes forget is that body language affects confidence too.
Definitely.
Eye contact,
Facial expressions,
smiling.
relaxed posture,
These things communicate confidence even before words appear.
and sometimes improving body language actually improves speaking confidence psychologically.
Because the body and mind influence each other constantly.
Exactly.
Another really important thing is learning how to stop apologizing excessively.
Oh, wow, yes.
Many English learners apologize constantly while speaking.
Sorry for my English.
Sorry, my English is bad.
Sorry.
Which usually is unnecessary.
Completely unnecessary most of the time.
And, honestly, excessive apologizing can reduce confidence psychologically.
Definitely.
Instead of apologizing immediately for mistakes, continue communicating.
Because communication matters more than perfection.
Exactly.
Most people genuinely do not care about small grammar mistakes.
Especially if the conversation feels warm and engaging.
Which brings us back to something important.
What's that?
The purpose of language.
Ah, yes.
The purpose of language is not perfection.
It's connection.
It's sharing ideas, emotions, humor, experiences.
It's understanding and being understood.
And honestly, some of the most memorable people are memorable because of their energy, not because of perfect grammar.
That's absolutely true.
Warm energy is powerful.
Very powerful.
So maybe confidence begins when people stop asking, how can I sound perfect?
And start asking, how can I communicate more honestly?
Wow, I really like that.
Me too.
Okay, before we finish today, let's give everyone a few practical phrases they can actually use in real conversations.
Yes, useful natural expressions for talking about yourself confidently.
Okay, let's start simple.
I'm originally from.
Very natural for talking about your hometown or country.
Example, I'm originally from Turkey, but I've been living in Germany for a few years now.
Another good one. I've always been interested in...
Great for hobbies and passions.
I've always been interested in psychology and human behavior.
Another useful phrase, one thing about me is.
That phrase sounds very conversational.
One thing about me is I can spend hours inside bookstores.
Honestly relatable.
Deeply relatable.
Another one, I tend to...
Extremely useful for personality descriptions.
I tend to overthink small decisions.
I tend to stay calm during stressful situations.
And another beautiful phrase, I'm working on.
Yes, very emotionally healthy expression.
I'm working on becoming more confident socially.
I'm working on balancing work and personal life better.
That phrase feels honest and realistic because growth takes time.
Exactly.
Another very natural phrase is, lately I've been...
Great for recent interests or life changes.
Lately I've been trying to spend less time on my phone.
Which, honestly, many people probably relate to.
Definitely.
And finally, one of the most powerful phrases in conversation.
To be honest.
Such a small phrase, but emotionally very powerful.
Because it creates openness immediately.
To be honest, I was really nervous before moving here.
To be honest, I still don't fully know what I want to do in life.
Those sentences feel human.
And humanity is what people connect with.
Exactly.
So maybe the real secret to sounding confident in English is not becoming someone different.
It's becoming more comfortable showing who you already are.
Slowly.
Naturally.
Without trying to sound perfect all the time.
Because your personality is already interesting.
Your experiences already matter.
And your voice deserves space in conversations.
Even if your English is still improving.
Especially then.
Because confidence does not appear suddenly one day.
It grows through practice, mistakes, repetition, and experience.
Conversation by conversation.
Little by little.
So if you're listening right now and feeling nervous about speaking English,
try to remember this.
You do not need to sound perfect to create meaningful conversations.
You just need honesty, curiosity, and the courage to continue.
And honestly,
What?
you're probably already doing better than you think.
I completely agree.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today.
Whether you listened while studying, relaxing, walking, or falling asleep,
We truly appreciate you being here.
keep practicing
Keep learning.
and keep putting your real personality into your English.
Take care, everyone.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.